Greetings, my friends. Please consider supporting me in my war to save pop culture by subscribing to my channel and possibly even becoming a channel member for exclusive videos, access to Doomcock emojis, and more. And if you like this video in particular, please consider using the new Super Thanks feature and putting a tip in the tip jar located next to the like buttons down at the bottom of the video. Thank you for watching, and now, on to the video. At last, after all these years of abuse that Star Trek has suffered, after all that the abused fans have suffered, after STD, after Pucard, after Lower Drex, after Suck New Worlds, at last, the man, the legend, the one true captain of the Enterprise has publicly denounced Kurtzman Trek at San Diego Comic-Con, and oh my God, at last I feel as if I breathe free air again. The amazing William Shatner, whose Captain Kirk was the greatest Star Trek captain of them all, has finally stepped up to the plate and publicly slammed the Kurtzman abominations masquerading as Star Trek, and I could not possibly be happier. This video is going to explain what happened at San Diego Comic-Con, and it is going to be a victory lap for Doomcock, because thank God Almighty, William Shatner has at last spoken out.
It's been a long road, Doomcock. So many people in the media, in Hollywood, refusing to acknowledge that the Emperor has no damn clothes. The Kurtzman Star Trek is Star Trek in name only. It's been maddening for fans who know shit from Shinola, but now, oh Captain, my captain has spoken.
He has, Harvey, and in no uncertain terms. Given that William Shatner is now 91 years old, he's all out of F-bombs to give. And now at last, the legend has spoken. Kurtzman Trek is crap. And of course, when Shatner speaks, people listen. A whole slew of articles have appeared this morning discussing this, but let's go ahead and focus on the Hollywood Reporter's take on the event before we take our victory lap, and make no mistake, oh yes, this video is a long overdue victory lap. Yes, obviously I've known since day one that Star Trek disgracery, or STD as I call it, for it is after all a disease of the mind like late-stage syphilis. I've said all along that not only is Kurtzman's garbage not Star Trek, it is not fit for human consumption. And so now that Shatner has publicly acknowledged that it sucks, I feel vindicated. Because one of the worst parts of this whole sad, sick chapter of Star Trek history has been the gaslighting of fans, with all the lying shill sites reviewing this contemptible trash like it was somehow viable, somehow worthy of not only viewing, but actual credible consideration. It is not, as Shatner has finally acknowledged. As the Hollywood Reporter describes it, quote, "Throughout the Shatner on Shatner panel, presented by the fandom-focused company Legion M, the icon fluctuated between, as he put it, serious and fun topics. He took time to address the importance and power of fandom to his career, and specifically to Star Trek, which 56 years ago introduced the world to James T. Kirk, his most enduring character. When asked to address the fans of that other major sci-fi franchise, Shatner quipped, 'Fuck Star Wars.' But not Mark Hamill. Oh, we love Mark Hamill, Smith agreed. When asked by a fan if there were any new Star Trek series he thought rivaled his own, Shatner replied,
"None of them. I got to know creator Gene Roddenberry in 3 years fairly well,"
said Shatner.
"He'd be turning in his grave at some of this stuff."
Let me repeat that, folks, because like a beautiful song, it bears reprising. In the words of the legendary William Shatner, "I got to know creator Gene Roddenberry in 3 years fairly well," said Shatner. "He'd be turning in his grave at some of this stuff," unquote. No doubt, Bill. No doubt. I never had the chance to meet Gene Roddenberry, so while I didn't know the man personally, I feel like I did know him through his work. By their deeds shall ye know them, the old adage goes. Well, that applies to Star Trek as well. Roddenberry was an optimist, an idealist, a humanist. Roddenberry believed in the perfectibility of man, that humanity would not only survive its warlike infancy, it would mature, thrive, and reach the stars. That all beings would be viewed as equals and treated with respect under the rule of law. That in reaching other worlds, we would surely gain in wisdom, patience, and kindness. The future, according to Gene Roddenberry, was going to be an adventure, and the human adventure is just beginning. Star Trek was a shining beacon of hope in an era of conflict, upheaval, and pessimism, and it inspired countless scientists and philosophers to pursue careers of discovery and rationality and truth, because Star Trek was a show built on rationality, respect for knowledge, respect for the spirit of the individual. Star Trek was a bright, warm, hopeful show before the dark times, before Kurtzman. Now let's look at Kurtzman Trek by way of contrast. Kurtzman Trek is fundamentally a hateful, stupid thing. The characters on it started out being nasty, cold, aloof, hostile, irrational. They dropped F-bombs, featured eyes getting gouged out, severed baby heads, traitors in the crew, illogical science. The closest thing they had to a hero was a mutineer who started a war, betrayed her captain, and got her killed. It was an ugly universe, filled with ugly non-characters and rank stupidity. Kurtzman threw Gene Roddenberry's established universe into the dumpster, warped, distorted, and discarded all Star Trek lore, and treated the audience with a stunning level of contempt I find overwhelmingly disgusting. Kurtzman has no business writing progressive commercials with fucking flow, much less Star Trek. He turned Roddenberry's utopian vision into a dystopian nightmare. He turned a show based on rationality and literacy into a hodgepodge of high school level drama, idiotic plot points like sonar in space used to detect cloaked Kling-Orc vessels, and woke-based hatred of every kind. Kurtzman Trek is the antithesis of Star Trek, and there are no words for how much I despise this pseudo-Trek, this bizarro Trek.
Hey, let's quit dancing around this, dude. It's shit Trek. It's just plain shit Trek. They haven't managed to make one acceptable scene, one great moment, one great character. It's all empty high school drama, stupid writing, ugly visuals. Shit, there isn't one good ship design, costume design, cool prop in the entire Kurtzman body of work. Shit Trek, man. That's the bottom line.
Hey, you're right, Harvey. And it's no surprise, since Kurtzman basically wanted Star Trek to be Game of Thrones in space. Hence, the vulgarity, the brutality, the ugly dark sets, the hateful scheming characters. Star Trek under Kurtzman is beyond hideous. It's insulting in every way. Indeed, even the writers don't realize how badly they have insulted themselves by revealing their incompetence to the world. But William Shatner knows. William Shatner understands.
That's right, Doomcock. Shatner was all out of fucks to give at Comic-Con. He said fuck Star Wars. He admitted that the new Star Trek would have poor Roddenberry rolling in his grave. Shatner wasn't fucking around. He finally spilled the beans about his true feelings about Star Trek, and I'm very grateful he did.
But can you imagine the shit that is gonna rain down on Paramount and Kurtzman and Secret Hideout from Shatner's words? All of these people conspire to pretend that everything is just hunky-dory on Star Trek. Everything is just swell. I've been saying since I started my channel that Star Trek was being brutally murdered and sodomized before our very eyes, and now I know that my captain agrees with me, and I could not possibly be happier. But I also can't wait for fans to start tweeting at Kurtzman, tweeting at CBS, tweeting at Paramount, tweeting at the official Star Trek account, shoving William Shatner's words right up their collective asses. Spread this around, people. Please spread this around. Shout it from the highest mountaintop. Let your voices ring throughout the valleys and over the rooftops. Proclaim that William Shatner himself has acknowledged what we all knew all along. Kurtzman Trek is a disgrace that Gene Roddenberry would have hated were he alive. And indeed, if Roddenberry hadn't been cremated, his grave would even now resemble an EC comic book where the corpse comes to life, staggers out of the grave seeking brains. Of course, If you're looking for brains, steer clear of Kurtzman Trek, my friends. Oh, you won't find them there. And so I say to the great William Shatner, thank you, sir. Thank you for your amazing career. Thank you for creating my childhood hero, James T. Kirk. Thank you for speaking the truth. Thank you for being you, Bill Shatner. We love you, man. Thanks for making my day. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry and rejoice, for William Shatner is on our side. Ha 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 ha.